So several things have happened recently. I just got back from my um, summer house about a week ago. I also went to see my retinal specialist. You are not going to believe this. My pressure was 15. My vision was 20 over 50, as in 50, 20, 50. And I did some looking around, and it turns out, under my state's law, I could actually qualify for a driver's license. That said, there would be a restriction, that being I would need to have both the driver and vision test done every single year. And also, there would also be some other restrictions, whether the government applied them to my license, I don't know, but I would apply them to myself. Namely, I will not, under any circumstances, go on the freeway, nor will I drive at night, if I did decide to take that route. But should I? Should I? Now, for those of you who know me, you know that I love cars, and lately especially anything that's electric. A lot of times I would see a beautiful design come out of those automakers from Germany, Japan, Detroit, and in my head I always think, is there going to be an electric version of this? Because electric cars, as I see it, really are the future, especially if they are charged from an environmentally friendly source such as solar, hydroelectric, or wind power. Now, if I did decide to drive, hell, I've even been looking at possible options, but I do want to show you something first. Let's take a look at this. You will notice no magnification whatsoever. It is currently 1600 hours and 31 seconds. I'm going to click on this article over here, but up here I want to show you, it says we have automakers, all transport, we've got autonomous driving, we've got energy. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this article here that says Tesla Roadster completes its first orbit around the sun. This was written on August 18th, 2019 at 3:02 a.m. Eastern. Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster that SpaceX launched into space on their Falcon Heavy rocket last year has completed its first orbit around the sun, according to a tracking report. If you have somehow forgotten about what is one of the coolest things to happen ever, here's a quick reminder. Now again, up here, we've got 128 comments. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and again, none of this is being read using magnification, okay? Like, I can look right up here at the top of this QuickTime window and it says movie recording. I mean, I'm able to do this just with my glasses without magnification. Now, will that apply to all screens? I honestly don't know. It's going to be very, very dependent upon the screen size. I am watching like a hawk to see what's going on with that rumored 16-inch MacBook Pro, as well as upcoming iPad Pros. But the point is, I no longer need magnification. Not all the time. I mean, this is just incredible. 2050. My new vision is 2050. Now, if I did decide to go and drive, what would I select? Well, as I mentioned a moment ago, I'm really into these electric cars. I would probably have to choose between the Kia Niro EV, the Hyundai Kona EV, and this thing. This is, so, a little bit of a backstory. For those of you who are not in the automotive industry or not, automotive enthusiasts, a good while back, Volkswagen got in some very serious trouble with the European and United States governments over this business of basically cheating the computers into thinking their diesel engines were emissions compliant, and they were not. Okay? I'm sure that a lot of people know a lot about this. The point is, they have they are definitely facing penalties, but they are turning a new leaf from this experience. That's the important thing. They are turning a new leaf. They are scrapping diesel and going to electric. This thing is coming to the United States. For those of you who cannot see, think of a, how shall I characterize this? Sort of a sports car-esque type SUV. And that's honestly how I think I could best describe this. It's got a very sleek front end. No grille, because this is all electric. It is called the VW ID Crozz. And no, I did not mispronounce. It's actually Crozz. C-R-O-Z-Z, or Z-Z if you live in a European English-speaking country. This thing, it's really caught my attention because, mainly because of its looks. I don't know much about the range, about the interior space. I did see an interior, a sort of a render of the interior, and one of the things they're planning on doing, I hope this makes it to production, I don't know if it will, we'll find out next month at the Frankfurt Auto Show, is they're going to have rear sliding doors, or at least the concept had rear sliding doors. I hope that stays because it's one of the reasons I love minivans, is because of their rear sliding doors. You don't have to worry about bumping into somebody. But the ID Crozz definitely has my eye. Now, even if I am able to drive, this is the thing, I don't know if I should. This is why I named the video Vision Improvements Bring Myself to a Rock and a Hard Place. I'm not sure, because of all the traffic and all the accidents, whether it would be safe for me to drive, even if I could under restrictions. You know? I've got a family member saying that I honestly should be glad that I can't drive, and I've got a close friend of mine who suggests that I should at least have the ability in case I have an emergency situation. And that's another thing. With all of these vehicles that I've highlighted here, you will notice that I did not once talk about the range, and that is because I mentioned a moment ago I would never go on the highway. I would always do city driving. I would never travel across country in this vehicle, which is to say that whatever it gets overall would more than likely be more than enough for me, because I'd always return, home every night and be able to charge it. So I wouldn't necessarily be worried about the thing clunking out on me. But again, I have been partially sighted my whole life, varying degrees of partial sightedness. I've gone from 2100 to 2060 to 2100 to 2200 to 2060 and now to 2050. And that's a natural improvement. And I'm still registered on my area's paratransit service, because even though my acuity has improved, my depth perception is still kind of meh. Which is to say, I can see better than I could before, definitely. But depending on the certain circumstances, I may have to brake. As an example, if I were out driving, I most likely would have to brake sooner than most people if I could. And that's why if I did get one of these things like parking sensors, automatic braking assist, blind spot monitoring assist, in that case, a lot of people are saying, these are nice to have, their conveniences. I think that for me, they would be necessities because of my depth perception issues. But then again, you've got the traffic all over the place and the fact that I've been, used to just riding along my entire life. I took driver's ed in high school and I passed. I passed driver's ed easily. It was the practical and the vision problem that slipped me up. Now, 15 years later, I could try again. But should I? This is something I'm honestly having a hard time answering. That's why I'm curious about what you guys think. I just wanted to put that out there. So my vision has gotten better, but should I drive? Especially in my area, we've got cabs, we've got Lyft, we've got Uber, we've got paratransit. What are your thoughts? Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.